What today is well, it's the day, World No Tobacco Day. So if you're out there smoking, or if you know somebody who smokes, you really want to spread the word that you need to stop. And joining us on the show today are folks who are really involved in that. Kashif Moore, who is a student advocate and has stopped smoking and has an important message. And Dr. Michael Cummings from Roswell Park Cancer Institute. We were just talking during the break. Doctor, we've been doing these segments for so long, but I guess the message continues to need to be spread out there that just smoking is a killer.
Smoking is a killer. The message is getting out. Fortunately, smoking rates are going down, but not fast enough, as far as we're concerned. A third of all the cancers that we see at Roswell Park due to smoking. So there is an urgency, and worldwide the trends are actually going in the opposite direction. So that's why No Tobacco Day.
World No Tobacco Day, and even after all of the years of research, and you've been involved in research across the world basically to spread this message, it still seems like it's not getting through to some people.
Well, it costs a quarter of a penny to make one cigarette, about a nickel a pack, and basically this is pushing a drug, and so the drug pushers don't want to give up the profits that they're making. So they're, as the rates have gone down in this country, they've pushed overseas to market. They've outsourced, of course, a lot of the farming. So even in the United States, about 70% of the tobacco in the U.S. cigarettes are, coming from overseas. So. We're here to deliver a message that's pretty simple. Don't smoke. If you haven't started, don't ever start, because this is an addictive behavior and it's hard to get off. And adult smokers will tell you that. And if you do smoke, take some action now and quit. I run the Quit line in New York State. Call 1-866-MY-QUITS. We'll get you started with a quit plan. We'll work with you until you get off of these things. We don't want to see people getting sick. These are all preventable deaths.
It's an amazing program you have over there, because people that call in are calling in from across the globe, basically, and it's based right here in Western New York.
Right.
Kashif, you were talking about when you started to smoke and why you stopped. It was a fascinating story.
Yeah, well, why I stopped was because I met a man who worked for one of the tobacco companies, and he was giving a speech at my high school, and he was telling us a story about how when he was with the tobacco executives on this hike, and he stopped, and he was wheezing and stuff, and he stopped for a cigarette, and they were laughing at him, and he was like, "Why are you guys laughing? Don't you guys also smoke?" And they were like, "No, we leave smoking for the young, the poor, the black, and the stupid." And when I heard that as a teenager, I just got furious, and that's what made me join Reality Check, which is an anti-tobacco marketing campaign created by youth and led by youth. And our message is to counter-market the tobacco industry, telling disposing their lies, informing kids of what tobacco companies are really up to, why they target teens, because teens are the next new smokers, and that's that's one of the things that we're talking about with World No Tobacco Day, is our new campaign where we're covering up our eyes because of the tobacco advertisements in all of the stores.
Right.
There's just excessive amounts, the power walls, at the counters when you're entering and exiting the doors, and all of those marketing and all of these advertisements are geared towards children. They're bright colors, musical instruments on their advertisements, and today we're just having some demonstrations, covering up our eyes, telling them that we don't want to see it anymore.
Well, let's talk about that. For Tony Polani was just telling us today, you want to go to your Facebook page, and
That's correct.
you're a young person. Doc, maybe you have a Facebook page too. It's okay. I'm old too. We can have them. But you go to your Facebook and you can log on to I've Seen Enough.
That's correct.
I've seen enough.
I've seen enough, and we're asking everyone to also change their Facebook statuses to I've seen enough.
And put a picture up with you going like that. Do that again, Kashif. Right? Look at that.
Like
That's
this.
it. You want to go like
enough.
that. So I've seen enough. That's the picture you want to upload.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that gives you that social networking inclusion to World No Tobacco Day.
Yes.
Now, you had talked about some of the advertising based on colors, and Dr. Cummings, who's, like I mentioned, has been doing research. You have here a whole range of cigarettes here, boxes. Now, to me, it just looks like boxes of cigarettes, but there's a whole strategy, unfortunately, to how the manufacturers have color-coded these.
Well, the pack is the last form of advertising the companies have, and they're using it with color coding. Of course, the FDA, which now regulates tobacco, about a year ago eliminated certain deceptive descriptors on the packs, like lights and low tar, because lights and low tar actually aren't safer, and a lot of people believe that they are.
So what would the difference be between, say, this green, orange, blue, and red box?
Well, there's no differences inside the product, but the differences are really the color coding. So this is what used to be a full flavor. This would be an example of a light. The orange one is the ultralight,
I see.
And of course the green, I guess we can all guess, is menthol.
Environmentally friendly. That was my
maybe. Yeah.
So this is a strategy then. So when you see the colors now, to the smoker, they don't see the word light, but they're looking at it and maybe thinking they're smoking something that's less harmful?
Well, even some examples we have here. This is the Marlboro. You can see this is the lights. This is the more recent one.
So you see the difference then in the...
These are the ultralights. They use silver as the new color.
Okay.
And in fact, in order to educate retailers a year ago, Philip Morris sent around a little color coding scheme. And we've done some studies with consumers, and we've asked them, is there a difference between this product and this one? And you take the descriptors off, there's no difference. It's the color that makes a difference. And you can just see some of the ways that they're marketing, particularly to young people over here. You've got a couple of the purse packs for the young girls, the longer cigarettes.
So that's
skinnier.
Designed for a more female audience, obviously.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now, obviously, these are important pieces of information to know, so that when parents or other teens who are with other teens, maybe with your friends, would you say to them, look, that's not light, that's not healthy, that's a cigarette. A cigarette's a cigarette.
Yeah, pretty much. The light was just made just to make people think that it's a healthier choice, or that it's less lethal, but all cigarettes kill.
So you say that right to your friends?
Yes.
All right, that's a part of it. And you have an event today, an event going on in Alden, you mentioned, and Clarence?
In Alden and Clarence, and actually all across New York State and the world, the young people are speaking up, because we are sending we may be about one generation too late, because I think Sierra Coop said we're going to have the smoke-free class of 2000. Well, we didn't quite get there, but we're working on it, and smoking rates are declining rapidly here in New York State and across the U.S. because young people are going to say, we're not going to be duped, we're not going to be fooled by the marketing scams that our parents fell trapped to, and basically cover up your eyes, get rid of the cigarette advertising in the retail environment, and that's in Canada they're gone. They actually cover the cigarette advertising, so when you walk into a store, you're not blasted with what R.J. Reynolds and Philip Morris wants you to see.
Well, we'll have you back, guys, because it is important. But today, local teens gathering at Clarence High School. We mentioned that. We're going to have another story on Eyewitness News. Jacqueline Stiles will be talking to Dr. Cummings and Kashif later on. TobaccoFreeWNY.com. National, right here, Roswell Park Cancer Institute. There's the phone number on your screen. And put those hands right up in front of your face there, guys, because today is the day, World No Tobacco Day. Get on that Facebook and make sure you change your status, all right? That's it. AM Buffalo will be right back. We're saying no right here to tobacco.